This episode is brought to you by Navara, the future of luxury jewelry.
Good. Junior, pray for Junior. Rocking with Dripset, pray for the pray.
Simple pray for the pray. Rocking with Dripset. We started the brand around like 2016. The brand really based around social injustice and just being a minority in this country. Because I look at us as minorities as the prey of this country. You know what I'm saying? A lot of police killings. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of shit going on in the LGBT community with trans people getting killed, all that shit, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So really just, that's what the name is based around. Just social injustices and just how I feel being a minority in this country. I feel like I'm prey.
And it's like, it's more so like it's evolving now. It's like getting to the point where we're kind of like recategorizing the word pray. It's like making you think about like, what is pray in 2021? You feel me? And so it's like, what exactly does that really mean? And like they always looked at us as prey, but now it's like you start seeing people who look like us, who come from similar backgrounds, and like niggas is winning. So it's like, what does that really mean? You know what I'm saying? We done looked at these niggas as marginalized, as, you know, being oppressed for so long, but now these niggas are being, you know, coming up over the top and type shit. So it's like we're really trying to create a dialogue with our clothing, like not only through like symbolism, through like the graphics, but just with like the cuts and like the different type of, you know, social spaces they enter. So you got like niggas in the hood, you know, they shooting dice and shit, they gonna rock our shit. But you also got niggas like, you know, uppity bougie niggas, you know, that might be on a rooftop somewhere, you know, rocking the same shit. Our whole thing is about like collective, you know, conversation about what exactly is going on in like in our social, you know, diaspora, you know. So
one has to go: underground fashion or high fashion.
For me personally, high fashion. That's just, you know, I just more so care about simplicity in fashion. I like high fashion, but it's just for me personally, high fashion can go. Urban fashion can stay.
see, I don't like high fashion now because it's like it's so regurgitated and it just copies off of underground fashion.
Yeah.
So shit. I mean, growing up for me, style has kind of always just been, you know, my life. It's something I grew up with. I always used to study like my grandfather. He's Puerto Rican. I used to only wear like button-ups and slacks and shit like that. So like growing up, I didn't really give a fuck about like, you know, like too much of like street attire. Like I used to like to bring the streets, but like bring it with like a very cut and sew type of aesthetic. So that's kind of, I've always kind of approached it from that way.
So me, I don't be giving a fuck. So like when it comes to getting dressed, now as of now, I just when I get dressed, it's just like I'm gonna just throw this on. It worked, but it's just like, you know what I'm saying. But as a kid, you know what I'm saying, I grew up. I used to skateboard and everything, so like Terry Kennedy and niggas like that, like Pharrell, Lupe, Kanye, obviously them niggas was like top tier fashion to me.
Right.
That's what I wanted to be. That's what I aspired to be. And even still, I still look at them as like, especially back then, early 2000s, niggas was fresh as fuck. So like a lot of my styles from that, you know, Midwest shit, Currency, fucking Wiz, you know, so just like even though fucking Currency from the South, that nigga whole style, when he dressed, it just screamed Midwest to me. Yeah, I feel my evolution of that, my style is just, I'm really starting to become the person I wanted to be when I was a kid, as far as stylistic.
Honestly, what he's wearing, on his shorts is 49 grand. It's my nigga Son and Jihad. It's my niggas back in Cleveland. And them niggas is hard as fuck. You're not familiar with 49 grand. Check out 49 grand. Them niggas is tough. Like tough. Like when the stars are aligned, we gonna collab. We gonna do something together, man. But like right now, we support each other, and like that's my nigga Son.
honestly, just the homies, because they make shit that's actually fire. It's easy to support people when they make shit that's fire. Like all the homies, like you said, 49 grand, Wild Hearts, there's a lot of brands in Cleveland. Welcome to the Jungle, a lot of the homies.
Welcome to the Jungle hard too.
Yeah, so it's a lot of homies back in the city, shit, even in Atlanta and New York, they went to school, so it's like, so if we're talking personal, I say 5. Same with the business Instagram, I say 5.
Shit, yeah. For me, it's like 1.8. Just because for me, it's like I'm so much more of a personable person. Like I have a disconnect when it comes to like social media. I know it's something I gotta work on, but it's like you get so much more when you actually get introduced to me and you kind of see it. I don't I don't know how to like fabricate like who I am. Not saying that like that's what niggas do on social, but it's like for me it's like getting to see the real me. It's like I don't pretend like this is like really, I do this like style shit. I do this shit. Like I really fucking do this shit. Like I don't play around with this shit. So it's like a lot of niggas online like really playing around with this shit.
I'm gonna cut him up, no lie. When I first moved to the West Side in Cleveland, we went to the same school and shit. I ain't know this nigga, but like this nigga was fresh as fuck. He was young as fuck. This nigga had on shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga wearing? This shit is crazy. I'm just like, yeah, Elliot, like, yeah.
I mean, but it's like it's nothing that I like gloat about because it's just like I told you early in the interview. Like I grew up this way. Like this is literally something I was born into. So it's like, you know how you like born into playing hoops, like your dad is Carmelo Anthony. It's like it's nothing to you. You know what I'm saying? It's like nigga, I hoop. Like this is what I do. Like I was born into this shit. It's like the same for me. So it's like when it comes to social media, it's like it's hard for me to like try to like pop my shit about that shit because it's like it's like water. It's like breathing for me. So it's like I know it's something I gotta work on, but it's like I feel like there's another side to that coin where it kind of makes me a little bit more legitimized because like niggas know like, oh yeah, that nigga's thorough. That nigga like you can't get nothing by that nigga. Like that nigga knows what he's talking about when he's talking. Right. So it's like 1.8.
What would you say is your customer's favorite product? 1, 2, 3.
Ski mask.
Alright, why you say the ski mask?
Cause nigga, you drop the bitches in the middle of summer. Niggas in Atlanta and Texas, the top niggas buying it. And I'm like, nigga, it's like 100 in Texas. I know for sure.
Let me zoom in real quick. Flip it.
Man, honestly, that'd be the whole thing when I be designing.
Oh yeah, that's alright.
I'll walk in the store without buy this.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah, that bitch alright.
I wouldn't even know what to do with that shit. That'd be hard.
That bitch is crazy, but
yeah, I mean, I've honestly up until this point, that's probably my most personally most proud piece that we came out with because it's like it's really like just encompasses like a lot of like what we're about, just the cut of it, the versatility of it, just the reaction from our customers, like from everybody, from women to men, younger, older, like they all fucking love that piece. Like they went ape shit over that piece, and specifically like the women. And like that's kind of what I be gauging us like off of a lot of the times. It's like how do women perceive us? Because I know niggas is easy. You know what I'm saying? It's like they gonna do whatever the girls like. So it's like you got to get the women's attention in order to really like create a pigeonhole, like a niche in this game. So it's like once I started seeing that, I'm like, all right, I kind of see what we can kind of like dig more into this like little avenue that we're creating. So it's like when I was seeing the perception of that, it's like, man, I was like, okay, now we're cooking with gas right now. Like,
so for me, outside of the homies, cause that's obvious. I would say Joe Fresh Goods. That nigga is like that nigga for real. I don't really look at people a lot in like fashion, but I wanna meet these niggas.
Right.
But he like one nigga, I'm like, this nigga was like a nigga I could just sit down and like just chop it with. And so definitely him. He definitely I feel like what he do really fits what I aspire to be. So,
okay, if you took it there, I'll do like Tremaine Emery, Denim Tears. Yeah, I would collab with him because I feel like that's low key like my OG without him knowing he's my OG, and I be like really studying him. I be studying him like little like intricacies that he does. Cause a lot of like the approach that he does with his clothing like speaks on the same different subject matters that we be trying to touch on. So it's like I feel like it'll be like very like organic in that way because shit. I think his shit fire as fuck, and it's very simplistic. It's not like overbearing. Like when you see his clothes, you know, nigga, I can wear that shit. Like personally,
Legally?
Legally.
Me and this girl went to church. We made a coloring book when we sold it at the church. Yeah, that's the first time I ever sold. Yeah.
Coloring book.
Yeah, we had like 3 pictures of ourselves and like got them printed and sold those to people at the church.
My shit corny. I had like a lemonade stand, but that bitch went up. It was like $500 in like a weekend. I was like 8 years old, man, and I did all that shit myself. Like I had like my little setup and shit. I had like hot dogs and shit. But
I feel like the only low bump you had was financial. That was the first thing we really had to deal with. And I feel like that's why these last couple of years have been easy because the financial part has been there. Before it was never there. So I was like, the designing is easy. Getting out to people is easy. But having the money to get the product you want consistently do it is like you drop something right now and it pop and then 30 months later you haven't dropped nothing in that 3 months. You just forget. You know what I'm saying? People, you know what I'm saying? It's like people's attention span nowadays is mad slim. So
it's consistency is the foundation of it, and like as far as for me, I wouldn't say the word hard. It was just like finding the right momentum and keeping that pocket and just keep going and digging into it. Cause one thing I noticed, is I'm very like analytical when it comes to the game. It's like a lot of motherfuckers, they might be an entrepreneur, but they might not be a designer, or they might not really love clothes. Like you gotta really, 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 really love clothes if you wanna do this. Like you gotta wanna do this shit for free. Like somebody said, I will bring this shit to you, I will feed you, and I will house you, but you just make clothes. But I won't give you no money. But I'll house you and I'll feed you. If you say no, then it might not be for you. But like for me, I'll be like, shit, man, I'm straight then. Yeah, I'll do that.
I did ask for my last dollar. Shit, literally. I eat noodles and beans for months and be fine.
Tell me about it.
So that's why that's my whole thing with this shit. I feel like when we first started, like before that, those brands I looked up to, people are like, oh, this shit hard. And they're not here now because the niggas thought it was fast money. It's like it's not fast money. It's not fast money.
And I see that though. I see that more than anything is now that I'm like in it and I'm like talking to people and I'm like, you know, at the dinner table now, so to speak. It's like I'm realizing like, wow, like my level of passion might be something that's abnormal, you know. So it's like I'm looking at niggas like, you know, I kind of see like, oh yeah, I might have to do this. It's like you kind of did the same thing like 2-3 months ago, or you know, nothing like, I don't know, like shade or nothing. It's just like I kind of see like your passion kind of wavering because you're running out of ideas and you're not really understanding like the full circumference of what the fuck this shit really is. Like this is an entire universe, my nigga. You can do anything you want, but you can't really limit yourself because of perception of what your, you know, your
like
customer
said,
base might want.
It's a universe. So my recommendation for niggas who make clothes is go outside.
Yeah.
Because experience is
Travel.
really what's gonna make you. That's what's gonna make you want to create. Just seeing different shit.
Talk to people.
Like you can't
Listen
be a
to
hermit.
niggas.
Cause me personally, I think if I don't have to go outside, I'm not going outside. However, I understand in this business, I have to. Niggas be like, oh, well, I wasn't you at this event, that event. But I don't really be having a reason, and be like, damn man, I should just popped out. So it's like, you feel me? You feel me? So it's like you want to chill at the house, but it's like you gotta pop out. You know what I'm saying? You gotta show your face. You know, even if it's not, even if for 30 minutes to an hour, just pop out, show your face. You feel me? And just experience shit, man. Experience life. Because that's really what's gonna make you want to create. It's just different experiences, good or bad. You feel me? So it's like some of the best music come from niggas being heartbroken and sad. So it's like you just gotta experience shit. You just be going on with shit. So.
Because your clothes will then they'll like tell a story through those experiences you go through. And like that's what it's about. It's about connecting with people through your clothes and telling the story of your own personal experience. And that's how I feel like what we're doing. We're like literally trying to tell you, okay, so this is where I'm going. Like this little baby head on the back of this hoodie, this kind of represents, you know, what youth is. You know, that youth, you know, depending on your perception, it may look like you, it may not. That might drive some type of conversation out of you to where when you wear it out in public, motherfuckers is like, what is that supposed to mean? Blah, blah, blah. That's what this shit is all about. It's just drawing up those conversations out of you to where you're just like,
Listen, no cap. My homie was talking to this girl, and he had that TV. Grab that great TV.
oh yeah, I know what to talk about.
Alright, so boom. So we got these joints right here, right? And we dropped them with this dad cap. So let's say child development with it. So my homie had this shirt on. Girl was like, that's like some grooming shit. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, it has nothing to do with some weird shit. He said it was like child trafficking. I'm like, I was like, I don't know. But like he said, everybody's perception is different.
But that's an example. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? We have our own perception, but we're not gonna come out and tell you. That's up for you to decide. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole lore of the art aspect. And I think with a lot of people who do this shit, they have that disconnect of what this is actually really art. Like, you're actually participating in a medium of art, and you gotta approach it in that way. You gotta respect the art in that matter. So, you know, for me, it's not about being hard. It's about just, you know, capitalizing on your opportunity that you get. Because I feel like that's what we do. We had an opportunity, and we ain't fucking around with it. We just jumped on it and said, nah, we're not looking back. We about to do this shit. Like this.
The last thing I'm gonna say is, make clothes that you want to make, and clothes you like. Do not make clothes for other niggas.
Nah.
That's gonna be the main problem.
Nah. There's a lot, and there's like a show. I'm not gonna say the show.
He
on
said,
TV.
like, it's a whole lot of shows.
There's a show right now on TV, and it's like a lot of it is about like, yeah, you gotta please your clientele, and it's like, well, nigga, like this is a whole fucking universe of like different clientele, regardless of who you appease. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's gonna relate to you where you come from. You know.
If you want that shit that you ain't gonna see nobody else have, you know what I'm saying? That good shit, that feel good on your body. Just ain't gonna fuck with this. Cause I mean, I don't really pop my shit up. We really them niggas. You know what I'm saying? So just fuck with us. You know, come check us out. You know, it's way more on the way. That's way better than what we got right now. What we got right now hard. So
I mean, we're just, you know, if I gotta convince you, then it might not be for you.
that's all.
So, you know.
So my name is Timothy. We pray for the pray. We're here with Dripsetters. You can follow us on the gram at p4tp.co. That's p4tp.co. Just come check us out.
And I'm Junior. You can follow me on the gram at Pray for Junior, PREY, number 4, Junior, JUNIOR. Yeah, come fuck with us, man. So, trying to do big things as a Dripset, and I appreciate my brothers bringing us through. So.
I appreciate y'all.
Alright, so the winner of the Pray for the Pray giveaway is 33324.
We got a little extras in the bag for y'all.
Got some shit for y'all.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, y'all be satisfied for sure.